All right, folks, the $5,000 spaceship is out for you to buy. Wait, never mind. It's sold out. You can't have it. Star Citizen's newest headliner to catch headline views on I don't know, websites that are made with AI authors now. The selling $5 million spaceship with no end in sight in game development is what this is for, I guess. They say there's no bad press, right? So this is the Anvil Odin. Does it look cool? Sure. Is it twice the size of any other ship in the game currently? Yes. Why? I don't know. What are we going to do with this thing? I still have no idea. No matter what they say here, it's what is it, just going to one-shot everything it comes across? It's such a weird, like, power push and all these weird things. Another thing that I would like to remind you, and I'm going to go full cam real quick while I bring up the page, is Star Citizen is arguing, I guess the community is arguing, that because of the stretch goals, and this was a fairly early stretch goal, if I remember correctly. I think it was in like the 20 mil area, that they have to release this ship. The Anvil Odin battle cruiser. Something like that. Right? The Orion had to be there. The Aegis Surveyor. Industrial quality salvage ship. That's the Reclaimer, I think, right? Carrick, Hull C, Herald, all these things are on here. Nowhere does it say that it had to be bigger and better than everything else. 17 mil? Bigger and grander than everything else. Nowhere does it say that you had to sell it for $5,000. Nowhere did it say, just all it says is battle cruiser. Nowhere did it say that you even had to sell it for real money. Could have been like the Bengal carrier. Nowhere did it say that it needs a pilot-controlled size 12 laser, which apparently is a thing that I'm seeing in the chat that we need to look at. Like, what are we on about here? All right. I guess we'll find this out in the video more than anything, which we'll jump into right. Yeah, here it is. Right above my head. Size 12 beam, pilot controlled. What are we doing? What are we doing? Imagine when we were using size 1, 2s, and 3s, right? What are we doing here, guys? So these just delete Idrises now? So your Idris that you had is just fucking worthless? Because somebody paid $5,000 on a website for this? And then how are we going to earn it in game? How many pieces of Karenite am I going to have to turn in to get this from Wicklow? You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where, like, the bigger that they make the ships, the more kind of problematic they become, because the way to earn them in game becomes just unachievable for anybody. But they're not unachievable for anybody. They're unachievable without working together with someone. Right? But they're made so you can buy them as one individual and use them as one individual. Right? You kind of see the weirdness with that. Is one individual, I have a great job, I make great money. Good for you, man. Good for you. I'm not here to tell you how to spend your money. I'm talking about how this affects a video game. You yourself have a great job, lots of money. Maybe you even have tons of time to play video game. You swipe your card, you get this thing, and now you're deleting my Idris that I earned at Wicklow with, me and my 15 friends because you have a size 12 laser of some kind, right? It's a weird concept, and it's out of balance in that case. Is one individual can get this ship with minimal game effort, which is zero game effort, and then the effort that an entire org would have to put into this is insane, and then they're not even the same type of thing because you paid real money. It's never going to degrade to zero, where our ship will eventually degrade to 0, and we're going to have to grind it again. Kind of crazy, right? So I think it's beautiful. I think it looks amazing. This is what CIG does so well, is like, oh my God, the size and scale of this thing is going to feel insane. Look at this like cargo bay where it's 2 levels and I have ships up here and I look down. Amazing art. Fantastic. Do I want it? Fuck yeah, I want it. I want it because of this picture right here. That's the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. That's amazing. Look at how many lasers shoot out of this thing. The pilot shoots a size 12, 50 fucking lasers at one time. Look at that. That's 6 Idrises at one time. Are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Is that the Mauler doing that? I don't know. Who cares? It's just so goofy, right? I just look at it and it's like, how about this? Even if it is the Mauler shooting it at the Odin, it's believable that this is what they would do to upsell you even more, right? So let's look at the paints. Can you believe they're selling paints for a ship that doesn't exist? First off, that's not in the game. That's also funny. It's kind of cool. The paints are cool, though. Looks cool. Awesome job art-wise. Like, greatest thing ever. I think it's amazing. When's it going into development? I guess we're going to find that out next. Let's go into SCL and hear what they have to say about the Anvil Odin. It's an hour long on this. I'm sure they will touch on that.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Star Citizen Live DefenseCon Showcase Part 2, the Anvil Odin. I'm your host, Jared Huckabee, and joining us on the show this week are members of our Steam vehicle teams that were all involved in some way, shape, or form in the creation of the new battlecruiser that we've revealed just today, the Anvil Odin. Starting to my left, you see John Crew.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. Nope, that way. John Crew.
I'm John Crew.
Yeah. Hey, John Crew. That's Dan.
All right.
That's Chris. I don't know why you guys don't get personal last name.
My wife came and asked
always John Crew.
When,
we got Mattia.
when I was going to be quiet.
We got Mark.
That's not happening anytime soon.
And
it's
now,
only about to get
where
louder.
It belongs, Alberto, tickling the ivories. All right. If you wanted the more involved intro of everybody, check out last week's show, Part 1. It's where we did it. It was okay.
But they can't.
We're really sticking to that bit, huh?
There's like a lot of
They
Italian
can't
references, isn't
record
there?
that bit.
No, you can't. Well, we don't know where it cut off.
Oh, well, there we go then.
It's on Twitch. The whole thing's on Twitch, including 30 minutes where nobody could hear us and anything, because I thought it would be cool to look behind the scenes. We put a little note up there, and everybody was just like, "There's no audio." You try something.
Get to the point.
Right on the screen.
I know.
Let's talk about the Odin.
You try, but it just...
I know, mate.
That's right. So today we are discussing the last great concept ship of Star Citizen, the Anvil Odin battlecruiser. John, introduce us. What the heck is a battlecruiser?
So,
Okay, now we've gotten to the point. There we go.
if we're using naval parlance, a battlecruiser is a ship that has the weaponry of a battleship in a cruiser's frame, hence the name. So it has lots of punch, very
So cruisers should be small, right?
close to doing glass cannon and punch above weight jokes, but I'm not going to do that. And the speed of a cruiser. So sort of the best of both worlds in one big package.
The best of both worlds. Of course it would be. It's $5,000.
And this is obviously a solo ship.
Yep, completely solo run.
I read the page. Sounds like it is, boys. You joke. It will be run solo, and you did the pilot lasers on purpose because you want it to be run solo. We know.
No,
We're not
you
dumb.
can fly any ship with one person. It's just
Yeah, but can you do anything with this?
you can fly around. You have some weaponry with it, but
I love how he says some weaponry. It's a fucking size 12 pilot-controlled laser.
really this is you and a lot of other people to make use of it.
Who wants to do the rundown of the weaponry?
42 PDCs.
No,
Fine.
hang on. How did you
No. We've got a cheat sheet because I think the
there's so
only
many.
person who would be able to memorise it off the top of their head is Lee, and Lee's currently not in the country. Otherwise, he would be here and doing this. So, starting from the top, we have 2 size 12 triple ballistic cannons that are manned turrets.
And for reference, what's the biggest gun on the Javelin?
It is 9s on the big remote turrets.
This is 3 sizes higher than anything on the Javelin that you spent $3,000 on that they have not put in the game yet, but they're selling this one already. How does that make you feel, Javelin owners?
At the back.
And
Oh my
railgun,
God, this is so funny.
Yeah, so these are triple size 12s here.
Is there 2 of these?
Yeah.
Wait, it's 3 size 12s.
One on the top and one on the bottom.
Well,
Like,
there's
what
2
are we?
triples.
What is
Two
this?
triples.
So the Bengal, the large lower turret on the Bengal that people would have seen in the squadron videos, that's size 12. So that's got 4.
Okay.
We have 3 single size 10 man turrets. So that is, instead of having dual mounts, it's a single mount. We have 8, once again, size 10 single ballistic cannon remote turrets. We then have 8. I know, it's still a lot to get through. We
What do you fight in this thing?
have 8 size 8 double cannons that are manned, and then there is 2 quadruple laser cannons that are also piloted.
And
those are size 8.
2 quadruple size
8 cannons that are manned.
So
You
essentially
fight
it's a
your
size
wife?
32.
Somebody is today.
No.
No.
You
No.
spent 5,000
It's
on
just-
what?
Think of it more like the one on the bottom of the Bengal, where it's multiple barrels. It's worth noting that the weapons for this ship, just because of the sheer size and scale and complexity of just everything to do with it, all of the weapons are
You're
specific. They're
fighting
not just
generational wealth. Dude, that's so funny.
using our generic PU weapons. All of them are built in and designed to specifically work with each of the turrets. Because, like, you can't just go down to your local shop and pick up a size 12.
Yeah. You can't go down to the local shop and pick up an Odin.
I mean,
Did you just hear that? You can't go down to your local shop and buy this in the game, but you can buy it instantly on our website. The local shop is robertspaceindustries.com. Right? Like, what the fuck, man? Why?
So I
get that you need to fund your game. I did not go easy on you. I see your message. I did not go easy on you, but I understand you. So I just reacted to Kabutop's video just before this. I did not go easy on you, but I respect where you're coming from, and I understand where you're coming from. But I don't completely understand, and we should maybe get in DMs later, so I understand a little bit better.
Every ship that we make available through Pledge will be attainable in the game. But there's this
Much love to you, dude.
long-standing rule that Chris and Rich have had. It's like you can't just go down to a Hertz rent-a-car and rent a battleship.
We
Like,
agree
you're not gonna
and
get
we
an Idris
disagree.
Or a Javelin or whatever. Walking into Cousin Crows. It's like this. So when this does make it into the game and stuff like this, we imagine the amount of effort involved in getting this in will be quite fierce.
yeah.
You missed one.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, you missed the other one, didn't you?
You missed
Next line.
what's on the front of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, we did say it had some pilot weapons. It has a beam weapon of, yes, size. It is the entire front of the ship.
It was this ship. It was this.
Indeterminable
It's a beam weapon with 12 barrels. It's 6 on each side.
Yeah, but it does combine to one giant beam, but it's a giant beam on a capital ship that's... It's a beam on a capital ship of a scale... Well, the size of the ship, as a just random jump point, is over 750 meters, and then we just have a giant beam that is the front of the ship. So,
Sick.
yes. I mean, we can give it a size, but
All right.
fine.
This thing will do its own Rockbreaker mission.
I'll also cover it has a significant suite of PDTs, flak, and other automated defense systems. There is
Flak?
still hot debate about the specific
A mention of flak is a welcomed mention, I gotta say.
number of this. It's either going to be 42 plus 1 or 43. We had an interesting problem when we were actually doing the PDT and flak distribution across the ship. Because
Anybody who is coping right now saying that this is in development, this is called concept art. This is not the art that goes into the game engine. Typically, if it looked this good, this ship would be extremely far along. This is concept art. This is the art to sell the ship to you. This is not the art to go in the game.
they were so small, you couldn't actually
Typically.
see them. So what we ended up having to do was make clustered banks of them, just so that they were actually readable on the exterior. And there's just so many, it meant that we had nice little...
It won't be out by 1.0. No, it has to be out by 1.0. But then again, if we go back here, again, to what we were talking about earlier on stretch goals, like Control F, 100 star systems. That was the $6 million goal. They will not release 1.0 with 100 star systems. So if they don't need to do this, they don't need to do the battle cruiser either. They don't need to do anything on this list. They don't need to do anything. If they don't do this, they don't have to do anything. So, I don't know. What are they on the hook for? I have no idea.
defensive clusters so they could cover each other as well quite nicely.
And why do you need them to be readable on the exterior?
Well, the reason we need them to be readable in the series is because part of the gameplay of tackling a ship of this size, it's going to be peeling back the layers of defense. You're not just going to rock up with a couple of torpedoes shooting jobs of gun. You're going to have to take out the subcomponents, take out the shield emitters.
Bro, are these people real? Are these people, are you guys real? Is this real life? I don't think I have to scroll that far to find it.
And boost goes all the way up to your
Where is it?
goals in terms of the MFDs and a larger multi-cruise ship. You can then use the engineering terminal to be able
An impossible task. We can only work.
something that allows players to gain access to these.
How about this? Can somebody in the chat find the timestamp? I'll put the link in the chat. It was this video where they talk about big ship combat, and they talked about it with the Polaris and the Idris and stuff. And now they're talking about it like, well, the only way to defeat these ships is to pull these. Pull up the transcript. True. Where the hell's the transcript again? I don't remember how to find the transcript. I don't really care that much. I'm going to be honest. There it is. Show transcript. Capital. Here it is.
Then it's on a scenario where, capital warfare is, you need to be able to use precision targeting, and that's why we developed that feature so that you can have good subcomponent targeting. And I think when you start to see some of this bigger picture come together, and you start to see all of these individual pieces connect, you might not agree with it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But ultimately, that's what we're trying to do. That's how we're trying to connect all these pieces together to create.
So I think you talked about it earlier, probably a little bit before this.
That we've discussed is that none of these things are designed combat that is, say, not as fast as it was in previous updates. Hopefully people understand we're doing that not just because we don't like fast combat, it's because we want to give players options to gain fast combat or gain slower combat depending.
Okay, this was about the weird crafting thing. I'll remove this, but he talked about the idea that you're going to have to take down the defenses of these ships, right? And now they're going like, this is the ship you're going to need to take the defenses down for. And it's always like the next new thing is the coolest new thing. It was the point that I'm trying to make. They already told us this and are now saying, well, oh, now you don't need to just, fire a torpedo and it just dies, like what happens to the Idris, like what happens to the Perseus, like what happens to the Polaris, right? And the reason that happens is because they did not deliver on the video I just tried to show you, which was, hey, we need to take down the shields. Then you take down the PDCs. Then you fire the torpedoes. Like this layered, that's the goal of what they're trying to do. And then they're now moving that goalpost away on a feature that they already could deliver to you now and are not delivering it to you because they're not putting the effort in to deliver it to you, right? Engineering has no bearing on the game at all. Maelstrom isn't a thing. Armor is a fucking disaster. PDCs, trying to hit those, we've never made that any easier. It's a complete joke. So the capital ship fight gameplay, that video I showed you was like 2 years old. That should already be a thing. And they're selling it as it will be a thing when you fight this thing because it's so big.
Take out the PDCs in defense before you can even begin dreaming trying to either board it or disable it. Yeah. So if we...
That is exactly what you said about the Idris, the Polaris, and maybe the Perseus. Liars or bullshitters. Maybe not lying, because that's exactly how this will work, but you're bullshitting us because that's what you said would happen then, and that was cool, and I had your back on that, and then you fucked us. So you're probably just going to fuck us again.
Just had the tiny little dots distributed everywhere. People would struggle to actually be able to engage with that gameplay. And we want people to visually know, like without owning the ship, where to target.
For as powerful as this thing is going to be,
it's still kill.
It still has to be killable. It still has to be assaultable. It's going to end up being its own TSG, just attacking one of these. All right. So
we're not done with the weapon. Yeah, there's one more here at the bottom.
What?
Which one that is?
I keep feeling like I keep saying this, like it feels like Jared has a bonus based on how much this fucking thing sells.
You're missing the torps.
Oh, I was talking, we said guns, not torpedoes.
I said weapons.
Fine. It has 20 size 12 torpedo launch tubes.
That can hold approximately. Remember, this is a concept.
40 40 queued, ready to go. 20 that actual tubes, but then you can obviously manually stock them as well. So it's however many you could fit in your hold.
For what?
And how big is the hold, John Crew?
It's 6,000 SCU in capacity. So
I think that's just a board number as well at this point.
It's a whole C and a half of cargo inside it.
So you'll be
How
able
many
to stock.
torpedoes is that, Jared?
We might be able to do the math.
So we'll just haul with this. Haulers are going to, best solo trader right there.
Please don't.
All right,
I'm sure someone in chat can do that for us.
All right. So Alberto's going to queue up some of the imagery here that went out with the promotion. Again, I encourage you to check out all of the imagery and all the specific stats and everything on the dedicated webpage that went live at the same time as this video. It's going to be much higher res and whatnot than we're going to look here. But let's start with the first image that we revealed on social media earlier last week, or I guess it's like 2 weeks at the time that we showed this.
Where do you spawn this on a docking collar? Obviously,
we released to the Odin about 2 weeks ago now, a week before DefenseCon at this point, and everybody was like, "Where's the weapons? Where's the weapons?" We've noticed this recently. There seems to be a trend towards retractable weapons, hiding the weaponry. Am I imagining that, or is that something that's actually more common now?
Yeah, I guess a few of the more recent combat ships have had that sort of visual cue in them. I don't think it's something that we're going to do for all ships. It's not like a shift in kind of mentality or anything. It's just a couple of the new ships kind of all felt like it was the right decision to make. I think with the Odin particularly, there was a lot of different reference of kind of different contemporary ships that people are familiar with. And one of the things we kind of wanted to do early on was kind of just have things retracted and tucked away.
It's a pretty bold move because it's a lot more work to make all these retractable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no ifs or buts.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just such a cool moment. Like it is a moment in itself when they actually deploy and show that the
When I
fangs
look
or
in
keepers
third
of the ship
person.
are, as it were.
And we don't have an Anvil ship anywhere near this size as like the kicking off point. So it was an opportunity for like, what is Big Anvil?
Yeah.
And sort
What
of
is Anvil today?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think as well is you.
Oh God. What is Anvil today versus the old Anvil? So we're already starting more Mark IIs.
There's two very clear different visual states when it's retracted and then when it means business. And obviously when it's retracted, you are limiting your defensive capabilities, but that's where things like the automated turrets come in. And then when it's time to party, that's when everything comes out and yeah. And a ship of this size, we could wave it away with lots of it makes it more efficient, everything's tucked away, it makes it kind of
It's stealthy.
I say more efficient to fly, but really it was a visual decision that we made early on with the vehicle when we started kind of having those very early conversations as to what we wanted the kind of like the core visuals to be. That was one of them.
This is a lovely image. This is one of the team's favorite images here. What
That's
are we
cool.
showing here?
Yeah.
Just a cathartic moment, I guess.
Who's catharsis, Alberto?
Mine.
So this thing just blasts through asteroids and doesn't give a fuck. That's not happening. You run into one of those asteroids in actual Star Citizen, your ass is grass in this thing. I don't care.
And what are you trying to get out? What are you trying to find in your catharsis?
No, just to describe a moment of power.
Okay.
I remember when I first saw that picture, like in a meeting, I went straight to Alberto's desk and I was like, "Can I have that like right now?" And
It is a really cool image
because I was like, "It's just so sick." I remember when you first showed it to me, I came over to your desk, and there was I think you talked about it from like how it was like kind of hiding in the asteroid belt, and then it would like pop out, and we talked a little bit about in the Arctic, you see these really large ships.
This one's
that are
less
like
cool.
Icebreaker ships, yeah, and it's just insane. That's a great picture for it.
And I think that's one of the kind of core things with
Oh my God.
The concept art as a whole.
Like, again, this is so fucking stupid because it's so not what you can do in the game with this. All of those assets are static and don't move.
Is there's obviously things that we want to show.
But it's a cool picture.
To kind of really show the details of the ship and like what that ship's functionality and loadout and everything else is. But then there's also pieces that we want to do that just set the scene and set the atmosphere and give an idea of the dream of what we're trying to achieve. So yeah, some of these pieces might be more art pieces than I remember me and you had a big conversation about this and it was one of the it was I'm not going to say it was a heated conversation because it wasn't, but it was a there's things that we wanted to show that really put this in our universe, and then there's things that we wanted to show.
This doesn't put you in our universe at all, you fucking clown. This makes you think that your ship is so big it could just break through asteroids, which it cannot do and will not do because it is not how the game fucking functions. That's such bullshit.
Kind of like a little love letter to concept vehicles as a whole, because this being almost the end of an era with concept vehicles.
Did he just say almost the end of the era when it's supposed to be the last one and stop himself as if they said they were not going to do it anymore, but they're leaving the door open to be able to do it again? That's what it sounded like to me.
A lot of work went into it, and from a kind of concept artist point of view, delivering those really cinematic shots at the end of a long period of time working on it is kind of part of the payoff.
Yeah, there's a misconception, I think, that in these concept promotions that these images are actually created by the marketing department. They're actually not. They're created by Alberto and the team that's making the ship.
Who are they approved by? Which ones are they approved by that are allow which ones to be shown? Jared, did you guys not just talk about how you had a heated argument about the images and what it was portraying? They are the marketing department, and you are the marketing department, and you guys had a heated argument about what should be shown and what shouldn't be shown. He drew the image, it's cool, but you decided to use it, which makes it approved by the marketing department.
It's like that. So that's what you're referring to. It's explorations by the artists who are designing the ship itself to evoke a feeling and evoke a sense and try
to say
to
it's not done by the marketing department is fucking
their
insane.
And sense of the ship. Yeah. And yes, the it wasn't heated. It was a good solid conversation. Yeah. And I was just like, if it hits that many rocks, it's going to explode. And I'm like,
yeah. See, thank you. At least somebody is saying the same thing I would say.
Yeah, but it looks really cool.
If it hits that many rocks, it's going to explode, Ben.
Yeah.
But we let you do some cool stuff. This next image is really cool.
And you hear that? We let you do some cool stuff. To say that they're not the marketing team, like he said the truth there at the end. We know. Stop pretending. Thank you.
This is Levski, right?
Yeah, this is Levski. It was the best way to communicate the scale of the thing, as the diameter of the hull, I think, is 5 kilometers. The length of this ship is 150 meters, so gives a better idea of what you could see and where, when this will come out.
We thought that was such a big hole when we built it, and then we put an Odin in there. It's like, oh.
No, yeah. it is still a big hole. Odin's just a very big ship.
I think to build on what you said about like the key art being and like how it's like almost a love letter in some ways to all the insane work that we've seen. You know, from like an artist perspective, and you know, the team's grown so much over the last few years. It's these pieces of concept key art that appear on Google Images, on the YouTube videos where the backers are talking about how excited they are. And even when internally you're about to start the project and you get presented with, this is the ship you're going to be making, and you know that's going to be your world for 5 months. That's what they're for, right? No, not that, but like, you know, yeah, I was thinking about like specific ships in the past, like the Meteor, for example, in front of you. But the, you know, for whatever, it could be months, and in the large ships cases, like even longer. Those moments are what like motivates you as a game developer, and it's what like, you know, when you go into that first call with Ben and John, and they're like, okay, here's the kickoff for this. This is what it's all about.
Okay, I am not shitting on this guy. This guy seems like so genuine and so nice. The last thing I want to do is get angry with him. Wouldn't it be cool if what the ship did was the motivation for you and not what somebody drew a picture of and sold for $5,000 or $1,000 or $500? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that make more sense? Because we've sold many concept ships of cargo ships that never made sense from an art standpoint. Well, made sense from an art standpoint, looked cool, but never made sense from a gameplay standpoint. And now, look at our ships.
You see the pictures and you're like,
yeah, apparently we hit 1 billion. Whoa, celebrate.
And it's like, it's so exciting.
Right? So what this represents is them making millions and millions of dollars in one concept sale for a ship that they don't actually have to work on, that all they have to do is draw a picture of. This is basically the end. There's no ever coming back from this, and it just tells you selling power is the way to go, and that's what they're gonna do. Here, we'll play that.
Like, you haven't finished yet. You guys are a scam. You're idiots. Blah blah blah. You know, and it's like,
pay to win works. That's all it is. You know, buying power on the website is effective, and it's GG, man.
Setting the vision. So like,
that's all that means.
Is GG. For every single area, but it gives everyone an idea of what the vision is for this vehicle. So when you're making that decision about what do we do with this space, what do we do with this bulkhead, we know what the intention was. So sure, they may not be realistic about everything that will happen in our engine, but it gets the vision and the narrative of what we want the vehicle, tone. The identity.
Yeah.
No, it's nice. It's been so long since we've done a concept only promotion. We didn't do any last year at all. This is the only one we're doing this year, and then never again. So it's
Never
I like
again.
that we've finally been able to talk. Concepts art are these love letters from the people who are making the ship to the thing, and I've always liked that about it because we do some tremendous marketing art. Like I'm gonna put our marketing art team up against any marketing art team in the world, and we're gonna win. But the nice thing about the concept art though, is that that's not marketing. That is the people here making the ship and communicating from their perspectives.
Jared, will you put your gameplay teams against anyone in the business? Because all the money that the marketing team has made should be able to put your gameplay teams in front of everyone in the business. And guess what? I wouldn't put those in front of some fucking kid in his basement by himself.
With like the production ships, we get that from the marketing team at the end of that stage, if you know what I mean. And so, we get these amazing trailers that come back, and they're almost like, that's one of my favorite parts, right? Is like handing the ship over, and we sometimes push it quite close to the wire. And we're like, here you go, sorry it's a bit late, good luck. And then we get it back, and it's like,
oh yeah,
like your mind gets blown, and that's really what we're trying to achieve here for our production team.
You already know the Odin trailer when the time comes. When that thing's flight ready, the Odin trailer is going to destroy everything.
Just literally, or
we're going to upload it, and it's going to nuke the entire playlist on YouTube.
It's just one.
This is it. This is it. Kat and her team do these wonderful things every once in a while where they go through the events of some of the previous trailers. Like the Odin is so big.
Yep.
Like I'm gonna see if I can convince her. Let's go back through every ship trailer and just like the Odin was always there, constantly going through.
It's like, oh no, it was that wall.
That would be funny.
Yeah, do you know that white background? No, that was just one of the bulkheads.
Yeah. All right. So how much? Any more images to look at this point?
Oh, a bunch.
Did we mention it can carry other ships inside?
I'm too poor for this conversation. Yep. Oh shit. This looks cool. Let me move my camera for a second. Looks cool in concept art, but another example of fucking artists never knowing anything about the game. Boys, so you're telling me we can never launch ships unless this thing is standing still? Because everyone knows you cannot fly sideways out of a ship without all of these ships instantly dying. You can't do it. You can't even go up out of a ship without them instantly dying. We need like proper takeoff and like kind of like dock on dock mechanics, because the physics in the game just can't handle it. There's no way. So if they do this, I really hope that they invest some time in like takeoff and landing mechanics. Like we just press a button and it automatically happens.
Oh, there we go.
No.
Yeah. So folks have speculated on the bays to the side. Yes, these are
fucking sick
it is
picture though.
6 small, 2 metric small hangars, and 1 medium hanger, and that's to the actual metric ones as well. So it's not like the pads are designed for specific vehicles. It's anything that's designated for that metric they can fit on.
Because people had seen the 3 side doors,
right?
So they're like, oh, that's going to have some hangers, but
bro, it's just one-shotting javelins and Idrises.
We'll get to the larger
image.
hangar inside, but yes, 6 side hangars, 3 on each side.
Yep.
Big enough to hornets and stuff. Obviously.
Oh, easily, easily.
Cutlasses.
I think cutlass count as small.
I'm tight. You'll be able to fit cutlasses in.
Not able to get back out.
Okay. And of course, that's a concept size, and we all know what happens when a concept goes to final art.
It gets bigger.
I don't know if this gets any bigger, we're going to have trouble.
This gets any bigger.
And I think it has been like quite interesting to see, because that early image and the hologram that's been Bavaria 18, people have been able to kind of make assumptions from that, but I've seen so many questions about how do the hangers work, what they're going to do, and someone's like, has it got fly-proof hangers? And I'm sat there like, can't say anything, but this is getting me hyped.
So 6 ship hangers, 3 on each side, clearly with the ship repair, refuel, rearming, so like that. What else we got looking at here?
Capabilities of the vertical launch torpedoes.
Okay, so yeah, these are the 20 tubes.
The vertical large
These are the
torpedoes
20
starting with
tubes
the
just in front of the conning tower.
Okay.
Well, you can
The,
have a better
ironclad have been
illustration and
very
understanding
cool.
of the front laser.
It's a front layer, and that's what we're talking about, the 12 emitters on the front.
Yep.
You know, 6 on each side. You just, you know,
Very space battle.
have you shown this to Mike Snowden yet?
Yeah.
Have we?
I don't know.
Yeah, just cut a hole in a
So
mauler.
this may be the first time
Mike.
Mike Snowden's seeing such a thing.
We're going to blow every budget.
No, we would have done it in the reviews. It's fine.
Okay. Okay. What else we got?
Just an explanation of the position and
Yep.
capabilities of the lower hangar.
Yep.
of
Dude, the
medium
lower hangar is massive.
Quite big. We're talking about 68 meters for 100 for 44. Relatively in X, Y, and Z, so quite massive.
The really cool thing about the hangar arrangement on this is they're sort of interconnected. So
Yeah,
you can fly
that
in
looked awesome in
the
that
rear as
image.
that ship is flying out.
Yeah, they're all part of the same environment. And
Are the hangars fly through, like the smaller ones? Yeah.
Well, the whole thing is.
Well, the
Because
medium
the
one is as
medium's
well.
in the middle,
Right.
and then the
Yeah.
the medium's in the middle, and then the 6 small hangars are arranged 3 per side. But the whole thing is just open, and then at the back of that,
Again, I gotta say, CIG nailing it with them talking and overlaying images so we can actually understand what the fuck they're talking about in a Star Citizen Live. Great job.
there's then all the cargo, as well as then the conveyor belt up for the torpedoes to get them into the actual torpedo control room.
I think that's
so
here.
we kind of, we spent quite a lot of time playing with ideas about how the hangar could look and how it could function. And one of the things that we kind of settled on and were really excited about was having, this big kind of open expanse where you could have your kind of ships primed, ready to launch in all the hangars, but then you had enough space around them to kind of.
I'm sorry, this looks sick. There's nothing wrong with wanting this ship and thinking it's cool. There's everything wrong with the company selling it to you.
Do all the operations you needed. So if you had other ships in there that were landed that were getting repaired, or you had other ships in there that were getting kind of guns or loadouts changed, or your pilots ready, you had space to do all that. And we really wanted the idea to be that you could fly in through the rear of the ship, and if you're in a big combat situation and you're like, right, recall the fighters, they weren't all scrambling to get in these tiny little hangar doors. You could load them up in through the rear of the ship, kind of get them back into their ready positions and get out of there kind of quite quickly.
So what is this? What is this room here?
So that, I know, although it looks like it's
Why?
an entire room, what you're actually seeing there is the walkway that you saw at the top of the hangar. That's the sort of scale we're talking. And like I mentioned at the bottom of the hangar, there's basically a conveyor belt that connects to the torpedo control at the top. So behind what you're seeing in that image there is the cargo grid. And what you're seeing to the left there, closest to us, is an actual constantly rotating conveyor belt. So if you want to load torpedoes, you take them from the cargo grid, put them on there. They'll then make their way to the actual torpedo control room, where the tube bays actually are,
Like,
for them
what?
to be taken off the bay, and then loaded into the tubes to be fired. So on either side, there's a constant rotating thing. So if you need more torpedoes, you can just take them straight off the grid, straight onto there, and it goes up to then be manually loaded.
And we've mentioned this is a multi-crew ship. It's definitely a multi-crew ship. Like, if you want this thing to be efficient,
It's definitely a multi-crew ship.
then you will need.
Can you do this
That
by
is in the
yourself?
notes.
Yes,
Yeah.
you'll get a good workout running around the ship.
Well, you'll get 20 shots out of the torpedo tubes,
Yeah.
and that's it, instead of as soon as it's ready to go again. Because at the end of the day, as long as there's someone there feeding it, it can just keep going.
So more multi-crew roles than just sitting in a turret. Although we do have a lot of turrets.
We,
We have a lot of people just sitting in turrets.
I
we have
remember
23.
Well, me and Alberto were counting them before. We had to keep recounting to make sure we're getting which ones were right.
It turned out we're not good at math.
No, we're terrible at it. We're absolutely atrocious, and we made the damn thing. It was 15 manned, 8 remote, and that's just turrets, not to mention all the other things people can do across the ship.
But those remote turrets still have to be operated.
Yeah, they are remote turrets. There's an entire room dedicated to that.
Yeah. So what else we got to look at here?
So what you can see here as well is in
Yeah,
the
like,
kind
what
of
are we
the,
firing this much
roof is
stuff
the,
at?
On
the
right.
hangers.
You've just
you've got,
lost the
basically
plot,
your,
guys.
What we see is like the ATC effectively. You've
Vandal,
got your
then
control
why
room
is this not in
for
Squadron?
The hangars, and just a great overview of like not the battle stations,
I
but
don't
everything
know.
else.
It's managing the cargo, it's managing the hangars, it's managing the doors, it's making sure that, oh, you can go into Bay 3, you can go into Bay 7 because there's no one in it. It's away from the battle of the main ship because their war isn't what's going on outside, it's making sure what's going on inside the ship is working correctly.
Let's go ahead and keep the images going. What else we got? You made a lot of images for this, Alberto. So
This is the cargo area.
this is the cargo area that we learned was held
6,000.
6,000.
Plus 2,000
Plus
just for the
2,000.
elevator.
Yeah.
All right, so there's 6,000
So
on
there's
the pole.
8,000.
And then the elevator, if you want to leave cargo on the elevator, that's another 2,000.
Yeah, and that's a elevator that goes down and up between the medium hangar, which is at the back of the medium hangar.
Do we have an image of that? Because right now you're telling me there's an elevator that holds as much cargo as the ironclad.
The elevator is this part with the
Yeah, that's
stripes.
kind of
So see the chevrons at the back? That's the elevator that goes up and down at the very back of the hangar.
Is that
It's
like
2,000.
red light at the top? Is that the ATC thing you were talking
Yes.
about? Yeah.
That's the scale, right? We showed that side shot and it looked like it was an entire room. It's not an entire room. It's literally the catwalk that you're seeing on the left and right.
And when we went into this and when we got the initial brief, we were, it came out as we were doing an Anvil ship, and it's like, yeah, cool. And then we got the brief, and it's like, okay, this we can work with. And then through each kind of point of decision we made, we were always looking at it like, this is our kind of like ultimate ship for this purpose. This is the from what I would class our kind of like end game.
Yeah.
And so
Guys, this is
We
the
kind
end
of-
game.
obviously we need to make it. Obviously we need to deliver it. So
Not the
there's
Javelin.
got to be compromises somewhere.
Not
but
the
We
Idris.
did our best to kind of always kind of look at it and think, right, how do we make the best we can? And this is what we tried to do. And when we get into production, we get to see whether or not we can achieve it. But
When we get this into production, we'll see whether or not we can achieve it.
we put a lot of discussions, I think, and decisions into trying to get this thing to
Not in production is all you need to know there. So this ship will not be done in minimum 2 years. Your $5,000 is tied up for minimum a year and a half.
be like, really,
Maybe two.
really something that we can be proud of.
And what else do we have to look at, Alberto?
Oh, there's plenty. We have all the interiors.
We haven't even got into the comments.
We
I
have
was gonna say,
This is just
go.
a hangar.
Sorry.
We're in
Right.
the first room still,
You
essentially.
want to see the general layout of the interiors?
Yeah, I want to see everything here.
So this was the area we just seen. Here is situated the cargo. Here is the part of the elevator, and this one is the medium hangar. This is the setup for the side small.
The small hangars.
Here there is the conveyor belt you have seen early, and just above there is the loading room for the launching tubes. From here is where you will take the conveyor belt missiles and load them into the pipes.
It looks like a game of bar trauma, yeah.
Here is your favorite room. Remember that one?
Is the one we showed in.
This was on the weekly newsletter a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. This one is the actual size of the turret when it's collapsed in itself. And we have
Brother,
enough
what the
space
fuck?
that we could put a gantry passing on the outside of the ship, but on the inside of the turret that effectively looked like this.
And just to try and communicate the sense of scale with this thing, we do expect areas like this to exist where, when you look at the ship full screen and it's just that kind of silhouette, you don't see it. But this is.
Well, the hangar catwalk was the prime example there, right? We looked at an image, we thought it was an entire room, it was just the catwalk.
Yeah, my favourite scale bit on the ship is the little zigzag ladder on the side
Oh,
of
the
conning-
staircase.
on the
Yeah.
side of the conning tower.
All right, let's talk about the conning tower. I mean, we'll get to the base. Oh, okay, let's be disciplined here. Let's continue into in the main hall before we go to the conning tower. What else are we looking at here?
We got my train, my lovely train.
Your train.
We have a train system that connects the most important parts of the ship to the most remote manned turrets.
So similar to the Bengal, realistically, getting around the ship is going to be a huge task. It is an absolutely massive ship. So it has its own train tram system, whatever you want to use the specific word for,
Somebody in the
that
chat
runs
just goes,
constantly throughout. It's not like the lifts where you press a button, because that's its own thing. Somewhere else where there's the lifts to get up and down, there's multiple of them. But just because of the sheer size, we had to set up something to get you around. So there is multiple trains running in a constant loop so that people can navigate the ship.
Will it be like how on Microtech you have like the trains?
Exactly like that. We needed something of that scale because the ship is colossal.
And when the tram leaves its path and takes you out in the thing, it's a escape pod functionality.
We'll get to the escape pods. Don't worry.
Let's hope they work. By the time this comes out,
we'll get to the escape pods. Like every ship has an escape pod, and none of them work.
Transit will be, should be much better. So there's already tremendous improvements that are in now. All right, let's go back. Oh no, we still got more in the hull here. We still got more in the main hull.
No, in the main hull, I think we are done. There is another room for the other size 12 that is on the bottom.
There's areas of the ship as well that we're not quite ready to show yet. So there's the front area that's
not quite... engineering.
Yeah.
Engineering, habitation.
Whoa. They're selling you a $5,000 picture, but they're not ready to show all of the images yet. They've known they were going to draw this picture for years now. They're not even ready to show you the full concept art yet, guys. When are you actually going to get the ship?
The mess area, because obviously it is designed to be a multi-crew ship, so there is substantial crew quarters and stuff, but obviously the amount of time it took to even assemble what we have so far was substantial.
I don't even tell, I'm literally sweating. I'm trying to hold back.
This long, no, we don't concept out every single nook and cranny, every inch of the ship. You know, it's enough to get the idea across. It's enough to put the work in motion, because then when it comes time to build it,
it's enough to get the idea across. Just the size 12 fucking ship gun and the manned 47 lasers was enough, I think.
Other people who have...
Oh, I'm spending $5K to just have massive amounts of power. Okay, cool.
Ideas and inputs and stuff, and new thoughts, new technologies come online and stuff. So the less... There's a benefit to not being super prescriptive in every single aspect of this, because it leaves us the freedom later to have better ideas. Yeah. And so this, okay, so now...
So again, you're spending $5,000 for them to change what you spent $5,000 on. Just remember that. This has happened to you guys multiple times. You've bought a concept ship, and you've been disappointed with what that ship released as. I don't buy concept ships anymore. I can't do it.
Now let's go ahead and look into the conning tower here. The kind of a signature element here. I know folks online are like, why would you create such a... everybody knows where to attack now. Obviously, you attack at the conning tower, right? Yes, well, it looks cool, so... That's what armor and shields are.
We don't care about gameplay. We only care about what looks cool. Yep, exactly.
Sure. It's well protected as well.
Components are elsewhere across the ship as well.
Yep. So what is this?
This is the tactical room to study your map, to study your fleet, to collect data.
None of this tech exists.
And above,
none of this gameplay exists yet.
Yeah,
once again,
one of the things that we tried to...
It would be one thing if the multiple ships that had this functionality actually gained the functionality of it and they actually worked on it, but they never did, and then they continue to sell it to you and then extend the scale of the thing that they've never made, never tested, never tried, never concepted, never done any sort of gameplay element in the game yet. They decided to take it and make it four floors high instead of just a bubble inside of a room. The fuck?
Kind of like think about when we were making this.
Really cool, sure.
We wanted to try and include some areas of the ship.
What are we buying? We're buying just really cool.
Yeah, just combat and functionality. We wanted to have some areas that,
you know what this is, right? Sauna? No. Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2. That's what this is.
Gave the crew some.
The elusive
freedom to
man.
relax.
There you go, Chad. I was
here's
waiting
our
for
next
you.
image. What are we looking at?
This is the room where the captain and the higher ups will manage the fleet. So
Manage
also
the
thinking
fleet.
about
Yeah. So
What other ships do you need? Do you need other ships to manage? You already can do everything in this.
a lot of ships have hollow globes
Also, one guy can't manage his fleet when he's only flying the ship by himself.
in a room, and this
It's
sort
a
of
fleet of one.
has many rooms that are for the hollow globe just because of the size of it.
Very tall.
Very tall.
Okay.
And not to don't want to focus on it too much, but we wanted to have little kind of areas of the ship where if you needed to have more private conversations, you needed to, there was areas that were away from like the main thoroughfare that would allow for kind of planning and discussions and.
Like mutinies and stuff like that. And just
I'm not saying planning.
Really not.
Yeah, what are you trying to say, Dan?
It's not Drake.
And then inside the big turret. So is this actually the seat that controls the turret?
Yeah,
Or?
that goes up into the turret.
So you enter this room full of death, and then you get in, and then you
deliver
get pulled up
deliver
to
the death.
dispense such death.
Correct.
Okay.
That lets you understand what you're about to have at your disposal.
This is okay. So the scale of this turret alone. This is the. All right. I ran out of words. All right. What else? What else we got?
we have a parliament.
oh, you can ban me.
Of course, we have a parliament.
What the
what's a
actual
So I
fuck?
thought that since you're driving destroyers of wars, you should be able to dispense it democratically or not. But in some ways, you should be able to communicate your crew what the plan is.
It's fine.
this
It's
is really
fine.
cool.
It's fine. It's fine. I can't make fun of this. The perfect RP room, and plenty of people will use this to RP.
Our briefing room, but taken to the next level.
Yeah.
It's a bit more lyrical, I guess.
With a ship of this size, it's going to be crewed by a huge group of people.
Yeah, a little
And
Guildhall
obviously, people aren't required to be there because at the end of the day, it's a game, people having fun. But it gives orgs and groups a location to meet and gather and discuss what they plan.
I think it's safe to say this is an org ship. This
Yeah.
is a ship you leave and you don't come back for a while.
Well, you take your ships to this
I mean, you know what else should be an org ship, and it's much smaller than this? A Carrack. Right? An Idris. A Reclaimer.
ship to then go off and play the game.
Okay, in the
An
bridge here.
ironclad.
So we got a couple images of the bridge, I would assume?
This
So,
is a space
Front
station.
and centre, obviously, commanding officer, captain, owner, it's the person in charge. Off to one side, they have their head of security. So they'll obviously a ship of this size, someone needs
You don't come back for a while? Dude, there are 3 systems.
to be in charge of just making sure the inside of the ship is running the way it's meant to be. And to the left side, obviously, it's an XO takeover when the person who owns the ship or commands the ship needs to go off and do something else.
Okay.
In addition to that, there's a cool little feature that we added to the actual commanding officer's dome. Do we have a picture of it?
The video?
Yeah.
You want to go to video? Let's go to video.
Let's go to the video.
Do you think they feel
so
shame?
if you need to have private, confidential conversations, just like how in real life you'd have proper meeting rooms for it, the captain has a way to actually generate one themselves on the bridge to have that conversation away
Guys, what the VoIP doesn't even work.
from everyone. To then, well, it's a reflection of those times where John asked me to come into his office and close the door behind me.
Every
Literally
conversation
made
is
the
private.
1960s Get Smart cone of silence.
Yes.
Can you imagine?
And
it
the
scattered round?
idea is you know if you are captain of this vessel and you need to have a very confidential conversation, but you are in the middle of a battlefield, you need to have them there and then. You need to be able to make that decision, have that conversation, and get on with
What
it.
are they
So
talking
this
about?
is for all the remote turrets.
We're in
so obviously, like I
Discord.
mentioned before, there's a lot of remote turrets on the ship. So there's an entire area. Basically, it's not a bridge per se, but it's a control center for all the different remote turrets across the ship. It needs it. The scale is, we can't just shove them in the bridge. They need somewhere dedicated, so they'd have their own priorities and conversations.
I appreciate you don't make them run to every corner of the ship.
Exactly. Well, we've got a train for that, so they don't need to run.
There's so many opportunities with like a dedicated room like this, like for artists to come up with like new fun ways of like expressing stuff. So like something that jumps out to me is like, you know, if you've got all those people sat down in their remote turrets, like having some kind of just like an indicator light saying that the seat is occupied, like a little green light above it. So if you're like the boss and you're walking in, you're like overseeing all the remote turrets, you just see green all around. It's like, all right, my crew's ready to go.
Yeah, and well, one of the features that needs further development is the communication between the turrets and the command and control and stuff. I'm sure somebody saw the command and control room earlier and was like, well, what's that for? And it's like this. Eventually, you know, someone will be there able to feed targets to all these people and, you know, and control
Star Citizen.
UI elements for everybody that's in there. And, you know, shows like, no, show here. Your guy is over here. You need to look here.
If you just keep talking about these things and never actually doing them, we will eventually not have a game.
You need to go here. It's like, you know, the 4 of you are on this guy. The 4 of you are on this guy. Something like this is essential to something like the Odin. So having all of those guys in one area, and then having a command and control that can communicate with them. Now imagine imagine one of the guys goes down or something. You know, armor piercing round, or the guy forgot to hydrate or something. And wasn't paying attention. And dies in his chair. You know, somebody can get out and run to the other turret. It's like, no, they're on this side and stuff. The abilities for coordination within the Odin are just immense. Like I would say. Not even the ability of coordination.
This is worse than a used car salesman.
Necessity of coordination necessary for this ship. I mean, this is not the ship that you buy. Yes, technically, you get in the pilot seat, you can fly this giant spear around the universe, but the full potential of this thing requires just a massive amount of coordination.
Yeah, this is also how are we gonna like deal with the gameplay in general with the ship, right? So like we want to let you achieve the full power and let you, undergo all your combat operation and potentially doing so, but just, with the crew. Because otherwise, like, yes, you have a pilot controlled weapon, but what are you gonna do if like most of your armament is not gonna be coming to play into a battle, right? So.
And what is the crew of this thing?
Yes, you have a pilot controlled weapon. It's 12 fucking lasers, dude. It doesn't matter if you have the full potential of the thing or not. It already sounds broken with just one of them. With just the pilot controlled thing.
Expected crew?
The cheat sheet here.
33.
Yeah.
33.
So really is like...
That's bare bones.
Yeah,
that's
minimum.
bare bones. Yes.
How many operator turrets was there?
Like we're talking bare bones, not even working at full efficiency. That's not even saying there's anyone feeding the torpedoes. That's just to man the operator seats. That's the sort of numbers you're talking.
I feel like when it comes time to balance a ship like this, that's probably the biggest thing. If you can get 33 people together, if you can coordinate 33 people together, it's like
They're
you
so
deserve
delusional.
to just be, the Norse god of everything.
Well, it's
Oh yeah. The Norse god spent $15,000 on the website.
It's like whenever you have a large group of people playing games together, there needs to be someone who is doing a little bit less of the interaction, but managing everyone, actually getting them all to coordinate. It's like anyone that's ever done raid leading in any sort of MMO. Like that person absolutely isn't outputting the highest DPS in the group, but they're taking a step back and watching everyone
Literally
while
made
doing
the
it.
40-man raid spaceship.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was about to reference, was that is...
Again, such fucking delusion, because there are no mechanics in any of the fights. There's no coordinating the raids. Okay, you guys avoid this. You guys are doing this. We need DPS over there. It is just, everyone is literally left clicking. All of the coordination is literal left clicking that they're talking about here, guys. That's it. Left click.
That is the 40-man raid experience.
They're talking like it's a 40-man raid experience because there's 40 people standing around left-clicking with you. Is mind-blowing to me. It's so unfair to say something like that.
You, with your friends, going out and having that gameplay for an evening and having your cap ships to run for.
Yeah, and the best part is also, it's like you have different specialities, right? Because you need fighter pilots, then you need third gunners, then you need engineering, then you need the guys that actually coordinate the entire crew, and probably more than one guy at that point, because
you have 12
so like
lasers.
It's a really unique skill. Like whenever you play MMOs, there's only ever a handful of people that are even willing to do it.
Yeah.
And they choose to do it because they enjoy doing it. Yeah. But it's a very unique set of sub-skills. If anyone who is a raid leader or has ever been in a raid will understand just how different.
I hope what he's saying comes true, but what he's saying doesn't sound like Star Citizen.
Different it is as a way to play the game.
It's like an epitome of sandbox kind of emergent gameplay, really. It's like a role that doesn't necessarily get put in by the game design teams, but it has to exist.
Yeah,
like,
you don't create your character.
Yeah, you don't.
Like raid leader is your class.
And what else do we have to look at?
We close with a photo shot of everything opening up.
So yeah, this is a
moment. It just is.
When you see that, it's time to run.
Well, at that point, you're like,
no. When you see that, it's time to die.
If you're not ready to quantum travel, it's too late.
Yeah. No, it's a.
That's a shame when you got that close to look.
I love how they're just going, yeah, you just die to this, by the way. Everyone just dies. You lose. If somebody spent 5K, you lose.
Look at this.
Only if it lets you.
I love that they're even
it's
saying
a heck of a
it.
good-looking ship. I mean, it's
Just log off,
It was
exactly.
interesting to see the reaction online when the first teaser image went out. Yeah, it's the first image went out on
It's
social
beautiful,
on.
but I hate everything about it.
Morning,
I hate what it
UK
represents.
time, and then the first shot of the interior went out in the afternoon, and then the 3D hologram version with the weapon. So it was.
To me, if this is what you have to do for Star Citizen to become successful, or to release, or to be good, well, number one, I don't think it can ever be good if this is what you have to do. Number two, I don't think it deserves to be good if this is what you have to do. You failed then. You failed on the mission statement to make a really amazing video game. You failed. If these are the lengths that you have to go to do it, you failed.
Fun for a nice little 24-hour period to watch the perspective of the ship change. There are some people who absolutely hate this thing, and some people who are like, "This is the most beautiful ship I've ever seen."
I think it's the
those
most
are people
beautiful.
with eyes.
I think it's the most beautiful ship that they've ever concepted. I'm that guy.
Hashtag not biased.
I like spaceships that look like water-bound ships IRL.
But I mean, it is. Let's talk about the inspirations for this thing on the exterior. What are we thinking when we build this?
So we wanted to convey that this was inspired by a battleship. Sadly, in sci-fi, there are other ships inspired by battleships, so we had to differentiate from these ones and not going into the steampunk or World War II aesthetics. We initially tried to group all the guns in the center, like you would do in World War II, like on the USS Iowa comes to mind, a famous Japanese one that I will not mention. Instead, with the fact that they all have to operate in a video game, they don't have to compenetrate, we started spreading them, and that aesthetic would no longer be supported. So we decided to look actually at the Zumwalt class, at the literate combat ships from the US, at the Visby class from Sweden, all the more modern stealth ships, and yet retain the conning tower aesthetic that there was in World War II ships and that got lost after then. But we want to hint at that word with a little bit of new.
Well, this has been an amazing look here. Let's go ahead and take
How much
take
more
a few
can they
minutes
talk
now
about?
at the end here and jump into. Now, this is an engine. This is you work in what, Blender?
Yes, this is Blender.
Not in engine, folks. Not in engine.
So we're gonna let's take a look at the actual concept model now. Some folks have already extracted the concept mesh from the hologram as they do, but this is the actual legitimate one.
And just a note on that hologram mesh. It is a optimized isn't the correct term. It is.
It's reduced.
It is a reduced version of what we're seeing here. When Alberto kind of handed this over, I mean, this thing's sat at 37 million polygons. That's not something we can just put in game. There was a lot of decisions made to just kind of like just strip out a lot of that stuff to get it to run above Area 18. And also, it was a hologram. It wasn't supposed to be a concept. This is the real deal.
All right, so let's get closer here. Let's take a look. What do we want to look at this point? We've just seen a whole bunch of images and and some videos here. But what can we look at here that we would like to get real close to?
We haven't looked at the laser beam yet.
Let's look at the laser beam.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's start with the laser beam.
When the laser beam activates, these side pieces that were not in the hologram model will open up, and they are part of the laser beam in order to become part of the target. Ideally, they are the radiators of the laser beam itself.
With something so massive, we need justification for why it doesn't just overheat. In addition, it adds a targetable aspect of the actual laser beam, because if you obviously once you start peeling back the defenses, it gives it a nice area to be targeted to try and knock that out. Because I imagine if you're targeting the ship, you're going to want to knock the beam out.
Yeah. Is that the first thing you target? Is that the first thing you take out, the beam? I mean, or do you just not get in front of it?
I mean, depends what you're in.
Fair. That's fair.
If you're in something small, just stay away from the
front.
From the front.
Yeah, I do feel like the first tactic in fighting an Odin is don't be in front of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or behind it, or beside it.
Or the big guns above it, the big guns below it.
Can you jump into
the same server as it is.
docking collar area and the little
Yep.
walkways that you've got?
Again, like it's not even what can kill this. Like, what do you even fight
can
in
walk
this
around
thing?
it, right?
Right, so it
That
does
is
have a
fair.
docking collar.
Yeah, so it's got a docking collar, and then also there's it's kind of hard to see, but we added
It's
some
so
like exterior kind of,
ridiculous.
like, walkways and channels that you could walk through. Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh my god, the sense of scale.
Yeah, that was cool.
So when Lee was trying to sort the navigation for the ship, we didn't want it to be too simplifying. We wanted people to be able to go onto the actual exterior, but at the same time, we didn't want loads of issues with the grids and the physics issues that we sometimes encounter.
Yeah.
So we ended up trenching all of the exterior walkways behind mesh, but it's graded mesh, so you'll still be exposed to the elements, but you don't have to worry about debris or stray shots hitting you. But it meant that we had this, to be blunt, an entire level's worth of navigation that the designer who primarily did a lot of the layout for the floor Lee.
So you're going to be walking around the exterior of this?
Well, you've got to, because just to maintain some of it, you're going to have to go out and do a lot of the repairs. And there's alternate routes for when the power goes down on the inside, like the staircase on the conning tower. And obviously, it's a full staircase, so you get some sort of idea
Who the fuck is gonna walk outside and do repairs on this thing?
of just the scale of it. The first time I saw that, I immediately thought of the Midgar Tower in Final Fantasy VII, when you have the choice to either run up the giant staircase or go up the lift.
Wow. What else can we look at?
I really looked at the engines on the back of it in any of the shots there.
There is
Very big.
All right, we'll do the engines next. What are we looking at here, Alberto?
the protection for the bridge.
Shields!
Of course, the bridge is armoured. That was
Someday,
so
wasn't it?
cool.
We wouldn't just even unarmored.
Love a blast shield.
All right, so you've got like the Carrack made by Anvil, nice little brand carryover here.
Yeah.
So you've got the shielded conning tower. One assumes you don't go blind when you close it.
No.
Okay. And then a little Star Destroyer influence here with the radar globe.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the top of every contemporary ship. So
Star Destroyer.
Star Destroyer. Oh, okay. Inside here there is your Parliament, so there's a quite nice call to the circular motif of Anvil.
You've got the escape pods here as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about the lifeboats.
lifeboats.
Yeah,
The lifeboats, a bit more than a typical escape pod.
Yeah.
just for the sheer volume of the ship, we couldn't really just have tiny little pods, so that they have entire rafts and they're scattered throughout the entire ship. The ones on the conning tower are the most visible because we didn't want to fully embed them, just because we would have had to increase the size of the conning tower even more.
Right.
So obviously, if somehow someone manages to peel back in millions layers of defense and you need
This
to
is
escape,
the year this ship is coming
plenty of
out.
rafts there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are
2077.
lifeboats in the tower. There are lifeboats in the main hull.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just below here.
Well,
Yeah.
So so if
Boys, I
if
don't think
somebody
I've
who
said
does
anything
manage
for the
to
last half an
take one
hour.
of these down.
Because I'm just embarrassed.
Those are somewhat pilotable.
Yeah, they have limited
I just want it to
control, but
end.
they're essentially like tiny little habitable environments.
Let's take a look at the engines. Oh, you want to show the? Okay, you want to show the underside of the gun? It's cool. Let's see the underside of the gun.
Alberto, would you be able to go into like walk-in mode in Blender and like show
Yes.
the scale of it from the catwalk? Blender has this really cool mode that allows you to like walk around, so we can really appreciate how big it is.
I don't think anyone, until they actually get it into game, will ever understand just how big it is.
Imagine this shit in VR.
It's absolutely ludicrous. And this is just on the gun. This is just the walkway next to the gun.
This explains why we needed a train.
I mean, yeah.
I feel like that gun is the size of a Carrack.
It is 1/3 of the Polaris, I think,
The gun is 1/3 the length of a Polaris.
or maybe a half.
Polaris is about 160 meters, so call it 80
Yeah,
meters.
it's not far off a Carrack in size.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Sorry, engines.
Yeah, let's look at those. Let's look at the engines,
So there are a bunch of engines.
as you would need, because that's the cruiser element of this.
It's also partially gameplay. It's so that obviously if there's just one engine, you take it out, but it means that you have multiple that you have to disable to try and stop the ship moving. Because that would be a good tactic if you want to try and
Gameplay,
actually
guys.
disable one of these. First of all, immobilize it, then you can gradually work on individual areas to try and
How is this
get into
supposed to
whatever
run in
state you want,
game?
whether it be
What do we
destroying
do
or
with
boarding.
it? What do we even fight with it?
Can we go inside the main hangar there?
I have to open another file. But,
Open another file. Okay.
but just to point out the engines, we have this one, obviously the central one, and the side ones.
And
but
is
there
it
are also
weak
these
to
little
anything?
winglets
Like-
on the bottom and on the conning tower.
There's an engine on the conning tower.
Little ones to avoid, the tower to be dragged away by inertia. To distribute better these forces.
Amazing. Amazing.
Okay, let me find the other.
I thought you were going to tell me the conning tower detached.
No.
It's actually a parasite. And
No.
Okay.
Slap the direct command
That
module on it.
reaction means he thought about it. That reaction means it came up at some point.
We had that conversation maybe about a different ship earlier today.
How interested are you in public transport when it comes to that ship?
Need a rail card when you board this ship.
It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stops.
6 stops.
Okay.
Wait, the tram has 6 stops?
Yeah.
What are the 6 stops of the tram?
So you have obviously
DJ
your
is
2 foyer
crying.
entrances for the docking collars.
Obviously.
You have your very front man turret.
Okay.
You have the underside man turret.
Okay.
And then you have the 2 man turrets at the back. And they also put you next to the main elevator thoroughfare.
Yeah, and that's before you've done all.
Remember, guys, this is not a multi-crew. This is a multi-crew ship, but also remember that they said that you can like buy NPCs to help you or whatever, right? So it's still just going to be a solo ship.
the
It's so
habitation
weird. I
and
was
gonna
stuff
say,
like that.
I think
so
we might have
that's
more, to
6
be honest,
stops
mate.
you reckon?
I'm not
That's
convinced
6
it's gonna
stops
stay at
right
6.
now.
But, yeah.
The NPC thing will never
Mattia
happen.
had to go. He had to catch a train. We've been here for a while. If you ever noticed, this is the longest BTS we've ever, or anything on a single ship we've ever done. So he unfortunately had a train to catch.
Yeah,
Not
it's
this
enough.
one,
End
a
it.
real
We've
one.
seen enough.
But-
I don't want to be here anymore.
So now
I don't
we're
want to
gonna
be a
jump
part of
inside
this.
the hangar area.
It's
Where
so
are we?
This is the
embarrassing.
lift that you can see here, this opening on the left.
Yeah, so the right Chicago hold, so directly behind is the 6,000 SCU. That is the lift that connects to the medium hangar, and that's 2,000 SCU.
How desperate are they for money? Yes.
To the left and right-hand side are the catwalks that take you to the small hangars. So if we just spin round. Oh,
I felt out. Sorry.
All right. So how many box missions can you do with the Odin?
Yes.
At least three?
All of them.
So directly behind.
Zero to hero.
So there's the metro stop for the actual trains. So that's obviously it's mirrored on both sides of the hangar because it might be quicker to get the train round. We're not 100% sure yet.
Right, the hangar is so big that the tram runs around the hangar. Yeah. It might technically be faster to take the train around the hangar than it is to walk from one end to the other.
It depends how many stops we end up with. At the minute, we're looking at about 6, but more might be added as we evolve the other spaces inside of it.
Yeah, one of the main stops is also the center of the
Bunch
conning
of
tower, so you would have the
whiners,
elevator
okay.
to bring you to most of the living room, the living spaces.
And when you get to the center of the conning tower, it's elevator.
Well, elevators.
Elevator.
Yeah, a bunch.
Yeah, because of the fact that we, obviously, when there's only one elevator, we've already had it on the Idris where people are waiting.
I thought this was already the most deadly ship ever designed, but now, with multiple elevators,
Oh yeah.
I can safely say the most deadliest ship ever designed.
Do you go back to where the smaller hangars were? Sorry about that.
Remember that these are concept mesh, folks, so none of these are textured, materialed.
So this is the metric small hangar, and what we were talking about earlier, where just behind that you've got this additional space to kind of that's all kind of chevroned off here as your kind of like ready area. You've got the like the blast shields that would rotate up when vehicles need to move around within that space.
There's also it's for the actual flight crew to do resupply and changeover. So if you decide you want to swap for ballistics instead of energy or vice versa, you can take them off the cargo bridge, bring them down so they're ready to swap out on the ships as they come in to restock. So if it's not just rearming but actually changing loadouts, you've got plenty of space for the crew to get ready for imagine like a pit from a Formula One.
Or just stack more ships, which is what
Most
is
people
this
do.
are going to do.
It's a $6,000 spaceship that can kill anything and do anything, and it has a tram with 6 stops inside of it because it's so fucking big.
Run the numbers, guys.
If there's not a Reddit post by the end of the day, I'll be very disappointed that no one's done the math.
That is.
I await your link.
I mean, that is
I'm
crazy.
explaining
When
to my
you
wife,
think about
guys,
how many Furies,
what we're about to invest
how many
in.
pitbulls you could conceivably put into this.
We're going to invest in this. This is a good investment.
This is the scale of our game in one ship.
Well, you think it's only because it's in Blender
you
right
think
now.
about do you remember the old
The
People
concept
Planet
images are
video we did.
good.
This is like the ship's team's nod.
Yeah,
back to that.
Because they're in
How
Blender.
big was Port Olisar?
It was a couple of K, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of the actual space, that not just the
yeah.
the actual.
the actual habitable space.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Port
I
Olisar.
would suspect
less
this is
than that.
probably bigger.
Yeah, you're probably right. This is actually more habitable space than Port Olisar had. Well, okay. Anything more? Anything before we leave? We've shown.
He
some-
keeps
don't give me
saying
that
before
look.
we leave,
Alberto's
please
like,
leave.
I've got so much more to show.
You're embarrassing.
You can show 2 more things, Alberto. What do you want to show?
I've shown everything, to be fair.
Show them, Bran.
What's your favourite image?
What's your favorite aspect of the ship, Alberto?
My favorite image, that's a good question.
I'm not going to judge you.
It's the Parliament.
Wait.
Your favorite's the Parliament.
Wait.
The Parliament is cool.
Oh, I know why it's the Parliament.
Oh,
Oh, I know exactly
there
why
he
it's
is.
the Parliament.
Oh,
there he is.
there you go.
That's why it's his favourite image.
Yep.
Yep.
You've hidden your dog,
Yeah.
of course.
Comes out the Odin, just to be clear.
Not yet.
It's Clover.
Of everything else.
That looks like Clover too.
It comes out. So of course, the Odin for this first promotion that's launched today. 5 unique paints that are exclusive to this promotion.
Yep.
So if you manage to pick up an Odin as part of the Odin Founders Club during this promotion at DefenseCon 2956, those 5 paints come with it, free of charge. They will never be made available in any other promotion.
Bet.
It's our way of saying, thank you for being there and supporting this massive undertaking from the get-go. Any
Free of
last
charge,
words
guys.
Anybody wants to say about
Free
the
of
Odin? Other than
charge.
it's really, really big. and it's
5K
gonna take a
shipping.
lot
This
of people
motherfucker just said
to run it.
free of charge.
And make it.
Yeah, make out.
A lot of people
Fucking
make it.
kidding me?
I think
Just
I'm over
stop.
over the development and like when we took a peer behind the curtain at, like, or walked over to Alberto's desk, like there is this like sense amongst the team that this is going to be something pretty immense and seismic.
Yeah, Exhibit A is the best in show paints, which you sold again, by the way. So nobody believes anything you say ever.
Literally.
Stop it.
I'm looking forward to seeing which team.
I don't care that they sold them again. Just don't lie. That's the thing. They're just paints. Sell them again. Who gives a fuck? Just don't lie, man.
Creates it and how, because we're gonna have to like do a lot. I think Ben made a good point where he was like, our teams like from in the last like few years has been, it's so much like larger and it's so much more educated that it feels like we're in a position where we can tackle these problems now, and we can really start to. We always try and push the envelope, but really see like what can we actually really do.
I can promise you, hand on heart, Dan, that the Odin is going to generate more than we could have ever imagined.
Are you talking about
Problems or revenue?
money or what?
Problems.
Problems, Jared, problems.
Problems.
Wake up the Anvil team.
John, what do you think they've been doing the last few years?
The positive thing is that I will be drawing all the concepts and I don't have to care about that part.
You still got a lot. You still got a lot more to do. There's still plenty of areas.
Yeah, we got the two concept cheat sheet.
left to do. So we've got. Oh, you do have a cheat. So you do. So we've seen the hold, the torpedo launching room, the ammo rooms for the size 12, the map room, the contemplation room. Lots to contemplate. The turret's control room, the conference hall, and the bridge. We have unfinished concepts, things that we're not showing you right now for the hospital,
Yep.
for the morgue,
Yep.
for the engineering, we mentioned, habitations, and the executive briefing room. So those are all in progress right now. They're not quite ready to show. Things still...
He looked into the camera about morgue like it's a new gameplay feature
left
kind of thing.
to concept.
Subject to change.
Subject to change. Work's not done yet. Navigation engineering, how is that different than...
Why would you need that? I don't know. Who's dying on the inside of the ship?
The second, there's the engine engineering, then there's navigation engineering. Okay. The train stations themselves, the executive quarters, an armory, additional crew quarters, the self-sustaining...
Cantina?
Cantina? What?
Question mark?
What is the self-sustaining cantina? What do you mean self-sustaining? What does that mean?
Is there a farm on
That
this
was
thing?
your
Nobody fucking knows.
idea.
That was me.
What? Are you on about a grow room again?
And I loved it.
We're bringing back the
Subject to
room.
change.
Subject to change.
Subject to change.
Mixmaster.
I don't remember writing it, but I'll
Mixmaster lives.
Yeah.
It absolutely will have a mess hall. It may not have a self-sustaining mess hall.
Yeah.
Basically, we wanted a
Greenhouse.
greenhouse.
Yeah.
Oh, a
Grow
greenhouse.
space.
A
It
gym,
will have a kitchen.
a rec room, a panic room.
Question mark. I don't know.
That's next to the...
My wife just did the math, and buying this ship would be the amount of food we've eaten for 6 months. The two of us.
It feeds
The two of us.
for half a year.
Contemplation room.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing, but one's on fire.
Yeah. Turn yeah. the panic. Right for contemplation.
It's just a button that changes the effect in the room.
A
Fat
crafting
ass?
room. 'Cause
What?
Obviously, on a ship this size.
I mean,
it's
you're
gotta
right,
be-
but-
yeah, a crafting room, and then a running track. Well, that's just the exterior, man. You just run around the entire exterior.
No, that's a marathon.
There is a path in the train.
Crusaders from Venezuela said I could buy food for half a decade with that money. That's so ridiculous.
Trucks
Yeah.
that will allow you to run all of it in case running is
You just
your-
got to run the same
is your
speed as the
favorite thing?
trains go in. Otherwise, you're in trouble.
Well, one would assume that through engineering, if you're really fighting for power, you could draw power away. The tram stops working. You need that power somewhere else, and you still need to be able to get around on foot. So,
Are we door dashing filet mignons? No. We spend about $400 a week, a month at the grocery store. About like it's like $130 to $150 each week when we go. We're just we don't eat fancy. We eat steak. Not steak, excuse me. We don't eat steak. We eat eggs, butter, cheese. For two, yeah. We just get ground beef, chicken, and pork. No, that's not counting like snacks and Red Bull stuff, guys. Rice and vegetables. That's just how expensive it is now to go to the grocery store. You may not like look and notice, but that's what it is.
Who knows what we're going to add between?
I mean, that doesn't cover stuff like the multiple lifts or
how many 100 bathrooms we're going to.
How many mavs it's got?
Oh yeah,
How
how
many
many
taps?
bathrooms?
Just two
and
taps.
one.
2 on the entire
It's got
ship.
2 taps every bathroom.
750 meters away from
That's a
each other.
promise.
It's a problem.
2 taps in every bathroom.
That's the 2 tap
Bro
promise.
moved to Texas like it would be any cheaper.
So that's a lot about the Anvil Odin, Star Citizen's final concept ship and its largest. Available right now on robertspaceindustries.com exclusively to members of
Embarrassing.
the Odin's Founders Club. Those are folks who took the time and effort to submit their stories about.
Yeah, Jared, they really took the time and effort, and people got in for saying 3 words, and mostly everybody used ChatGPT. Wow, that time and effort was fucking insane,
why
man.
coordination and cooperation was so important to them in the Star Citizen experience. It's a big, you know, I think it's a hallmark. Star Citizen is replete with a number of hallmark moments.
I can't. What is about to be said, I don't want to hear. I don't want to like him less than I already do.
At 4.8,
But I'm going to.
The launch of tactical strike groups and the biggest step towards coordinated ship-bound gameplay and combat that we've had. And then, of course, this.
Well, I just
putting
tuned
a
him out,
nice
so-
little marker in the ground for the future and being like, this is where we're going. And the kind of gameplay that this creates and the kind of gameplay necessary to deal with it and stuff. It's a clear.
Right? So the kind of gameplay necessary to deal with it, once again, lies. It was right here talking about the Polaris and Perseus, maybe Idris big ships. It was said here in November 28th, 2024. So again, don't talk to me like that. You're a fucking bullshitter, and we all know it because you bullshit this one too. Or you're not bullshitting and you just haven't done it yet. But like, it feels like bullshit. Like, I don't want to call you something that you're not, but you can't deny what it feels like to be a part of this project and want it to succeed and hear the words that you say, and the actions are always different, man. It's always, how do I not call you a liar? How do I not say you're bullshit? You know? It's really hard to not look at the actual things that are happening and not be upset by everything you say. I don't want to feel this way, but how do I not? It's just like, how do you have eyes and ears and not see it?
Calling our shot to the evolution of space ship and space combat gameplay in the future. So it's an exciting.
Yeah, like, this is not any evolution, dude. It's just bigger guns. Like, fuck off. Everybody can see it. It's just power. You're such a fucking... This whole company is such a fucking load of shit with this. I'm so sick and tired of it. Every single one of those stations holds left click. That's all they do. There's no iteration on the gameplay aspects like he's trying to sell it to you now. That is fucking bullshit. It looks amazing. It is cool as fuck. It is huge. That's what it is, right? And if they get it in the game and it works, it is a technical marvel, which is something CIG, like, none of us believe that an Idris can make it into the game. Not only is there an Idris, there's like 3 different types of them, torpedoes, lasers, amazing. I don't want to take that away from anybody who works at the company, but to say that comment is ridiculous to me. Because every single one of those stations holds fucking left click. Stop trying to fucking say it's something that it's not. You're not lying, but you're saying it's something that it's not, and it's not fair. And it's just, I feel bad to everybody who falls for this, because they just don't know any better, you know.
Thing to work towards.
I feel bad for them.
John.
Damn it.
It's been a long day, Anna. We've been here.
What you need is Alberto sat next to you again.
I was going to say, where's Alberto?
Alberto, where you needed you.
In my head.
Look, and they're all like, Jared, just shut the fuck up. We want to leave.
Just that,
Like, they
I
don't
call
even
him young
care,
Squire
dude.
For some unknown reason. That's all my head was giving me. My head was giving me a young Squire. Dan, Chris, Mattia, who had to take off, Mark, Ben, Alberto, our friends on the cameras here. We don't usually have cameras, but we wanted to have so many people here. You can't see them, but they're here. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, I'm sure you're paid, but thank you anyway. And of course, Seb, Lauren, Dave, Pete, behind the scenes, our big show this week. Thank you for watching. Hope you're having a lovely Defense Con. I hope you were able to get everything that you wanted. Remember, the finale comes after this, where most of the ships, I think actually all the ships that have been available on the various days, all come back. So you still got another chance at Kraken, still got another chance at Idrises, at Javelins, and of course the Odin Waves right now for those in the Founders Club. So thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting Star Citizen all these years. We've still got a lot coming the rest of this year, and if I already look at the ship schedule for 2027 already, there's a lot more spaceships to come. So thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.